Jelly Roll went and testified before Congress about fentanyl this week. And I wanted to make sure that you guys saw this. I think he had a lot of really good messages in there. And we're going to go into the video.
During the time that I've been given to share my testimony here, I think it's important to note before I start that in these 5 minutes I'll be speaking that somebody in the United States will die of a drug overdose, and it is almost a 72% chance that during those 5 minutes it will be fentanyl related. Having started that way, Chairman Brown, Ranking Member Scott, and esteemed committee members, thank you for having me. I know this is a bit of a curveball, but I like a little baseball myself. My name is Jason D. Ford, but to most I am known as Jelly Roll. It is important to establish earlier that I am a musician and that I have no political alliance. I am neither Democrat nor Republican. In fact, because of my past, my right to vote has been restricted. Thus far, I have never paid attention to a political race in my life. Ironically, I think that makes me the perfect person to speak about.
So here's the thing, and I've always had a problem with this in all these states that take people's voting rights away. I don't understand just because you commit a crime how all of a sudden you do not become a U.S. citizen. And because being able to vote is your right as a U.S. citizen, I don't understand how these states are allowed to take that right away from people. I'm still baffled that is able to happen, and that there aren't more agencies or organizations or whatnot that go after those types of laws to get them reversed, because I just really don't get it. And it really disenfranchises Americans in the political system when you have the ability to do that. People can be rehabilitated, and people still have the right to vote, and their voice still matters regardless of what side of the legality I think that they stand on. But nonetheless, let's continue
to speak about this, because fentanyl transcends partisanship and ideology, gentlemen and women. This is a totally different problem. And I was speaking outside to the media, and I gave them a statistic that said 190 people a day overdose and die every single day in the United States of America. That is about a 737 plane. That's what about a 737 aircraft can carry. Could you imagine the national media attention it would get if they were reporting that a plane was crashing every single day and killing 190 people? But because it's 190 drug addicts, we don't feel that way. Because America has been known to bully and shame drug addicts instead of dealing and trying to understand what the actual root of the problem is with that.
Yeah, that is true. This country definitely does shame drug addicts, but it also too, there is one other side, is it also does enable them in a lot of cities too, because with these harm reduction clinics and so forth. So we in essence are enabling the problem at the same time while we're fueling the problem. And so like, all of this has to stop. That this fentanyl thing is the #1 pandemic that is hitting the country right now, and it is a national disaster in my opinion.
Sad news is that narrative is changing too, because the statistics say that in all likelihood, almost every person in this room has lost a friend, family member, or colleague to the disease known as addiction. I've attended more funerals than I care to share with y'all. This committee, I could sit here and cry for days about the caskets I've carried of people I loved dearly, deeply, in my soul, good people. Not just drug addicts, uncles, friends, cousins, normal people. Some people that just got in a car wreck and started taking a pain pill to manage it. One thing led to the other. And how fast it spirals out of control, I don't think people truly understand.
It's very true.
So many people. Equally, I think it's important for me to tell y'all that I'm not here to defend the use of illegal drugs. And I also understand the paradox of my history as a drug dealer standing in front of this committee. But equally, I think that's what makes me perfect to talk about this. I was a part of the problem. I am here now standing as a man that wants to be a part of the solution.
Yeah, I mean, thank goodness that people like Jelly Roll are able to stand up to and go and testify. I mean, everything that he said, I totally agreed with. And just the fact that all of this is happening, that we're having to have these hearings on this, is just asinine to me, because the government knows how dangerous fentanyl is. The government knows what they're doing in regards with funding all of these harm reduction clinics. I mean, it cannot be beneficial to society to just keep society decaying like this and allowing for this blatant drug use to be happening in our streets in all of our urban cities. I just don't see it and don't get it. It's like we're creating this zombie culture amongst Americans, and we need to be rehabilitating these individuals, not enabling them to continue making these bad decisions. We need to help to empower them, to teach them that there's a better way. And oh man, it's just such a sad thing. Over 700 people die every day from fentanyl overdoses. The size of, I think he said, a 737 plane. If there was a plane crash every day, he is so right. The news media people would be going crazy, and no one would be traveling. The price of jet fuel would drop to the ground like this. It would be a national disaster as well if that type of thing was happening. But yet, because not everyone is seeing all of the death that is happening all across this country every day in regards to this form of drug abuse, it's not that serious to them. It's just a sad, sad day. And I hope and pray for all of the families that have lost loved ones due to the fentanyl epidemic. My heart goes out to you, and all I can say is we need to just pray for a better day, and the government needs to get on their ass and get serious about combating fentanyl.